Apple Music Essentials, Billy Ocean.
A journey through the artist's most important songs and the stories behind them.
Billy Ocean, this is a real treat. A chance to be able to get stories and to hear from the artist himself. I'm so grateful we're going to be able to travel down this Essentials road today.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Billy Ocean, at the age of 10 years old, if my facts are to be believed, you moved to the United Kingdom.
That's right.
At that point, did you know in your heart that you wanted to be a musician, that you wanted to be an artist, that was your life's path?
I knew that from earlier than 10 years old. You know, my father was a musician. My father used to write calypsos on a guitar and sing them. He was like the local village entertainer, and he used to take me with him. So I was sort of exposed to that sort of thing at a very early age. I knew that's what I wanted to do when I came to England and started seeing like bands like the Beatles and kids playing guitars and being on television and hearing their records on the radio and all that. That inspired me a great deal.
To go into a studio and record your first album, which was self-titled, how was that experience looking back on it now? Having that first taste of the creative space.
Nervous. I don't think there's any artist that has been into a recording studio for the first time that is not nervous. And also, for the first time, you're actually hearing really what you sound like. But at the same time, if you're learning your trade, like I was learning my trade, you improve. It's a great time for you to be improving your singing style. If you're learning to write, you're singing other people's songs that they want you to sort of put magic into, and the magic isn't there anyway. So you sort of develop and learn. You learn it. It's a time of apprenticeship, to be honest with you.
We're actually going to, with your blessing, start this Essentials playlist and this show right here with a song taken from your second album, City Limit, which I think is just one of the funkiest things you've ever made, which is called Stay the Night.
Thank you.
I can only imagine that was a good day when you recorded that song, because it's obviously held the test of time.
Every time I go in the studio, Zane, it's one of the places I actually enjoy myself. I enjoy myself on stage as well, don't get me wrong. From a musical standpoint, I enjoy writing songs. There's nothing better than when you've written a good song. When you've written a good song, the buzz you get out of it, and especially when you're going into the studio to record a song that you consider to be good, and then the tracks and everything is laid down, and it's just such an energetic. Almost sometimes it's almost like a spiritual feeling. To be honest with you, I get happy in the studio. Once I start writing, things just seem to. It's like the place I'm supposed to be. I can't explain that. I just love it. There's nothing like writing a good song, man. Honestly. And when you record that good song, it's like, I know, it's like flipping out. It's like a drug. I don't know what it is. I mean, some people are born to be whatever. You're born to be a teacher. You're born to be a doctor. I always feel I was born to be a musician. I've got no doubt about that.
In 1984, you released an album called Suddenly. Couldn't have been a more appropriate album title, because after releasing 4 albums previously, suddenly the whole world was listening to Billy Ocean. Before we get into the specifics about each of these songs, I'd love to know just how that felt when you realized that all of this work you'd been putting in, it had reached a tipping point, and now you have the number 1 song in the United States of America.
Oh man, that was like really a mixed feeling of fear, of feeling of achievement, of success. But at the end of the day, you look at this, it's a huge thing, because you're sitting in England and you're told you're number 1 in America. I mean, you can't even imagine that.
How important was it to you, being someone who obviously is very proud of where you were born and wanted to continue, as we spoke before, about continuing to increasingly fuse the music of your community and of your environment into pop music? And just explain the level of pride you had that it was a song like Caribbean Queen that got you the success that you wanted and deserved.
To come up with something like Stay the Night or Caribbean Queen was... I'm not saying it was easy, but it was almost natural because of the different influences of music. I'm a pop musician, and pop music is something that has influences of all different kind of music, jazz, from jazz to calypso to reggae, whatever you feel is right, whatever feels good. We're not in any box. Don't put us in boxes. We're free agents to make music, so people could enjoy themselves. Be it ballads, be it dance music, whatever. I feel happy doing whatever. As long as I've written the song, I know I can sing it, and I know I can perform it. That's it for me.
The album was created by, alongside Keith Diamond, who at the time was one of the most in-demand writers and producers in the business. And I wondered if you have a specific memory.
I'll tell you the story from beginning, really. Keith was put to collaborate, with me by the record company, the owner of the record company, a gentleman by the name of Clive Calder. Keith stayed by me for a period of time while we were working, right, a couple of weeks. We came up with 2 songs, Lucky Man and Suddenly. And with that, Clive said, America. Now that was like a dream come true for me, because that's something I wanted to do since my initial success in Europe. I never had the opportunity, and wonder, well, how is this going to happen? Well, when I met Clive Calder, who was the head of Jive, and he sent me to America, and while we were there, I was so excited about the whole thing that is actually where Caribbean Queen was written. It was written in America, so it had all the American vibe, had all the, especially in New York. New York is my favorite place, to record. So I'm not surprised to have come up with a song like that. And working with Keith now, he was a very positive, producer that sort of brought out the best in you. Great person in the studio to work with. He had great ideas to work with. The collaboration was really a to and fro sort of thing. Me feeling very confident with his production, him telling me roughly how to approach the song, me feeling good about it, and that's the outcome. That's what we came up with in the end.
It's one thing to do it once. It's a whole other ball game when you consistently hit the ball out of the park. And so when you went in to record Love Zone and you had the confidence of a hit record under your belt, what were you thinking, and what led you to the place where you made an even bigger pop-sounding album than the previous one?
I think a lot of that had to do with America, in truth. Working with American musicians, breathing the American air. America for me is a land of music. Whatever else, whatever you don't like about America, one thing you can't say is that America hasn't given us great music, great musicians over the years. But in truth, I was by now listening to a lot of American music. Tamla Motown was really top of the line. So I sat by the piano this day. My left hand went dun 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 dun, and my right hand was doing the riff. And this melody came to me. You run around town like a fool, and you think that it's groovy. And chorus was, baby, love really hurts without you. By then, I was sort of, I liked it.
The left hand's doing the Motown thing, and then you're looking for the soul on top. And that is really the architectural blueprint of When the Going Gets Tough, except instead of do, 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 you're going do, 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 do. Exactly. That was the beginning of that song, really. That idea that was planted in your head, and then you had the chance to write that song, I guess, in a way. That was your Tamla Motown moment.
That was my Tamla Motown. That was my and the nice thing about that track is that there was some nice influences in that track, in the sense of the producer was a producer called Mutt Lang. I don't know if you heard about Mutt Lang. Really a rock and roll producer. He produced people like Def Leppard and Foreigner. I mean top draw producer. The collaboration with him was things like When the Going Gets Tough, Loverboy, Get Into My Car, Sleep Much Better, different sort of thing. So, When the Going Gets Tough, was I knew that when we did it, when we were recording it, I knew it was good. I wouldn't say I knew it was a hit, because I think that's a strange word to use. I knew it was good.
If you're lucky, you get to think of a line that really just establishes the song and lays it all out for you. And whatever you put around that line is going to just embellish everything that you just said, which all is encapsulated in one line. And get out of my dreams and into my car is that line? Where were you when you thought of a line like that? Because that is an absolute copyright song line.
The idea for that title was Mutt Lange did that. Mutt Lange came up with that, and I sort of wrote the story around it, if you know what I'm saying. Get out of my dreams, get into my car. You know, you can... That lyric could have gone many ways, you know what I'm saying? It could have gone many ways, but no, it's a beautiful love song. It's there's a little bit of spirituality in it as well, if people listen carefully. You know, I'm doing the right thing, so join me in doing the right thing. Get into my car. It's very rhythmic. You can dance to it, but there's a rocky sort of vibe to it, which I like that. I like that influence and all these different influences in the music I've made over the years. Since that time there, I'm now 70 years old. And you know, my mother died in 1989. And when I had my first success, which was Love Really Hurts Without You, she gave me a Bible to read. And I never really did much about it until she passed away. And during that period, I went through a lot of changes mentally, you know, spiritually, etc., etc. And since then, I've been reading my Bible. You know, I read my Bible every day because I feel that we have somebody to answer to. We're supposed to be here doing good, basically, especially in this business we're in, with so many casualties. You know, the Whitney Houstons, the Michael Jacksons, the Prince, the Marvin Gaye, you name them. It's like a list. And how do you protect yourself? You are the only one that could protect yourself. When you close that door at night, there's no one in there with you unless you're married, you whatever. But even then, there's nobody inside of you but you. I actually look forward to the next stage of life. I'm not saying I want to die tomorrow, but I just think that this journey here is just part of it. And the worst part of it too. It's not the best part of it. The best is yet to come. Yeah.
Billy, it has been an incredible conversation today. I could keep going, but I know our time has come to an end.
I know.
Fantastic to know that you were so in love with music today as much as you were when you first discovered it as a child. That is a life well lived and continues to be so. So I wish you all the best in everything you do, and I already look forward to the next time we get a chance to speak, and I really appreciate this time.
There's a lot to talk about.
Please, I'd love that.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.